Yo, yo, yo. We are checking, testing.
Test, live.
Bobby,
Test,
are we
test.
going? Are we doing this?
Do we have a lift off?
We are just waiting here to see if we are already online.
Yeah.
All right. Great. That took a while. There was a slight delay in the stream. But well, welcome. Welcome to our tiny bedroom, well, as my studio, listening party.
It feels like a bedroom.
It feels like a bedroom. It definitely does feel a little bit like a bedroom. I mean, shout out to all the bedroom producers at home. We hear you.
Yeah.
But definitely welcome to
A big welcome.
to our album release stream.
Yeah. Happy.
So
A
how are
great
you
day.
feeling today, Bob?
Great day. We had a lot of work the last couple of months. I saw you more than my own girlfriend. I think for you the same. But it was really a fantastic journey with you once again. And I think I'm very happy with the end product. So
Well, yeah, definitely. I think we can both agree that it was a lot of work, especially towards the deadline. Deadlines are always difficult when you're a musician, especially if you're doing a collab project. Because let's be honest, you both have a different kind of schedule, workflow, everything, and finding like the energy and the inspiration to just nail down tracks in a short time is very difficult. But I think everything went well.
yeah,
Like,
but
we can be happy
I
with
also
it.
think you already have some experience with this in the past, doing albums and projects. Of course, I also did an album, but it was 2017, different times,
Different times.
Yeah.
Pre live stream times.
Yeah, pre-live stream times. Yeah, but but I think everything went very well. In the beginning, we were a bit searching about what to do, but when we had in mind what we wanted to do, I think everything went pretty fast. Huh?
Yeah.
And the thing is, what's really nice also when we are in the studio, we even can work separately from each other and still doing a lot of cool stuff, you know?
We definitely we get on FaceTime. We talk about like what the tracks needs to be. Just like, I mean, the Enlightenment is the best example of that.
Yeah.
Like, you phoned me being like, "Oh, I found these chords. They really sound amazing." And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking great."
Yeah. And 2 hours later, we had like the whole.
Let's just turn on the piano and we in 2 hours we had a nice song structure already going. So I mean, definitely that. So yeah,
But I think almost with every song we work like this. So then you had ID, then I had ID, you had ID. Some tracks My Salvation we did together. And the funny thing is with My Salvation, it's how long did we produce them on it? On the song?
My Salvation I think was 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, we finished the song, huh?
Yeah, but
Was
apart
then yours-
from
okay,
you know, the
mixing,
details,
yeah.
the mixing,
But
whatever,
the ID was
you know.
pretty fast, you know. And I think it was in your old studio still.
Yes.
And I think we were just busy with the other song, and I think we had like a little pause, and we were playing around a little bit, and then we were like, "Hey, this is nice, this is cool."
Yeah, it was something like that. I mean, like, just like fiddling about, and then you find something interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thank you all also for the chat. I see almost 300 people in, so that's good.
Oh, 300 people. That's great. Yeah. We have an iPad here where we keep track of the chat and stuff like that. That's nice for the Q&A later on.
Yeah.
But for now, I think I've got a nice gin and tonic here, and Bob is driving, so unfortunately he's not joining me. But
cheers.
Cheers on the new album.
There is some vodka over there, so maybe I will take one vodka.
Yes, we have a spare bottle just in case he wants some. So that's good. Anyway, let's hop in the nice footage we selected for the album, and let's just listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, and if you checking, just let us know also in the comments. We will read them. What do you think about the song? Maybe sometimes we will pause it to talk a little bit about it, but
yes,
we would just do it on our feeling when we think we need to do, because
I've got the keyboard here.
Yeah,
and we can play. We can push pause whenever we want to, etc.
Yeah.
Let's switch to my other screen. I'm a bit new with the Stream Deck, so let's see if we can figure that out. There we go.
Oh, it's fully black.
It's all black now, but let's get into it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. The keyboard was not working. Is it working now? It is.
Enjoy.
What will we become at the end of time when the planets collide?
And if you like this song, put some emoji flames in it. Yeah?
Will we run out of light?
Volume.
Will we run out of light?
Is that better?
Planets collide.
All right, volume good. Great. Thank you, guys.
When the days are numbered, will we run out of light? Will we run out of light?
Your voice, it resonates in my brain, trying to pull me under. Your anger shivers through my veins like winter in the summer. Don't leave me unchosen. Oh, it feels so cold here, all my tears are frozen. Don't leave me unchosen.
we all know this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
All my tears are frozen.
Hey.
Woo! Let's keep rolling. Bob's favorite.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite on the album. So funny story about this one. My dad called me. And
Sorry,
sorry.
Bob. Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta pause it. We
yeah,
gotta pause it.
sorry. But my dad called me, I think 3-4 days ago, and he said like, Bob, this song Stars, you have to get it on the radio. he really loved the song. He was really like, oh, it's really good and really nice. And for me, this is also a special track because I think the singing is like different than the normal singing you hear in hardstyle. You know?
Yes, yeah. I think the thing is we were sitting in the studio making this track. We started out with the 303 acid sound and some chords. As always, like we always start out like with chords or a melody or whatever or a sound. But and we thought like after a while, Bob just said like, oh yeah, maybe we could just do like a techno-y style thing like in the drop, and then maybe a techno style vocals.
Yeah,
and then. After a while, we ended up being like, oh, maybe some kind of like Born Slippy inspired stuff, if I remember correctly, like Born Slippy.
Underworld Born Slippy,
and then I was in the studio and Bob was working on the track in his studio, if I remember correctly, and I was just like writing some stuff down that I thought was interesting, demoed the vocals in the mic, which I even have in the studio, and they sound really funny because I mean I can't really do the accent at all.
But it was not even bad, huh?
And then I phoned Bob. I was like, Bob, do you enjoy this? And he was like, yeah, this is it. It's immediately like, oh, this is the vocal that fits the track a lot. And then I mean, I made the lyrics. Then I finished the lyrics. Then we went both through the lyrics, and then we changed some stuff around.
Yeah.
Then we recorded the demo. Then got someone with a proper English,
really
Felix,
UK
proper UK access on there to finish it off. So
It's also
yeah.
a shout out to him. Huh?
yeah, shout out, definitely
Yeah.
shout out, man. It was
No.
good vocal. Good
Enjoy the
vocal.
rest. That was just a fun fact in between.
Yes. All right, let's go.
Well, this one is also really good.
As we learn more about our place in the stars, I hope we discover things I never dreamed. Before my time ends on Earth.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Before my time ends on Earth. I never dreamed. As we learn more about our place in the stars, I hope we discover things I never dreamed. Before my time ends on Earth.
Next one.
Next one. What a surprise!
What a
It
surprise,
follows the track list.
I like this vocal sample thing.
All I need is something to remind me of what
Feels a bit like the African vibe, huh?
of what I want.
Like
Yeah, it's dreamy.
Yeah.
It's dreamy.
All the things that I've missed. The catalyst.
By the way, we are on the chat on the screens for the person asking.
Oh.
All I need is something to remind me and show me all the things that I've missed. The catalyst.
Yeah, shout out to Nord Lead 4.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my favorite synth, to be honest, but
Yeah, we used the Nord Lead 4 on that typical
meow,
yeah
screechy
the
sound.
the cat sound.
And guys, all the questions we can answer after the music, because I see a lot of questions coming in, but
Yeah, we will do our Q&A after.
yeah.
Guide me through the longest night, the chosen one, high up in the sky. Show me the way, oh guiding light. Show me the way, oh guiding light.
Woo!
Fun track. Fun track.
Fun track. It's a beautiful track.
Feel the rush
Definitely.
taking over. I'm finally getting closer. A burning new sensation in my soul. Now I open my eyes, looking for closure. I found the light, 'cause I'm wide awake now, wide awake now.
Which track should come now, huh?
Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to close my WhatsApp thing on the computer.
Oh, I thought already that was your phone, so I was like, hey.
I know, and I was like, that's crazy. Where's that coming from?
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Climax, special night, first time Enlightenment, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, it was not the fully experience, but... So, yeah, guys, we made this track in 5 hours. Huh? Yeah, 5 hours we had like the full track standing already. Also really love this one.
You are my salvation. You are my salvation.
Beautiful.
Yeah, for the guy asking in the chat, can you please stay together forever? Unfortunately, we are not in a relationship. I know that's what you guys want to see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cannot make babies
I mean,
together.
we're open for everything, but that's not the case, you know. So yeah, I just want to make that clear. Let's continue
Yeah, continue. Let's go.
with the next one. We're almost at the end, man.
Yeah.
It's going fast.
Too fast.
Too fast.
We needed longer tracks. Sorry, I started discussion now, I think. No, we will explain later why we did it like this.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, Bob was aware for the couple of people that told us that the tracks might be a bit short, but yeah, we did it on purpose.
Yeah.
We had a special idea for that.
And
Okay,
also
let's go.
now, because for my feeling, you said already, like, hey, it's going fast and quick. It's because
Yes,
of this
exactly.
also. And it's nice to be in this kind of trip, you know?
The vibe.
But now the vibe is
The
going
energy.
down, so press play. Let's
Okay.
go. Let's go. Hey, come on, let's go.
All these scars got me this far. I had to fall and lose it all. Everyone tried
Yeah, the volume is because this is a reverse rip. So that means this is the live version.
And now, yeah,
The final.
let's go. Come on.
Follow the light. The light is your guide. Your guide to everything. Everything you ever wanted. Follow the light. 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 The Enlightenment.
Some applause in the chat, guys. Some applause.
Follow the light.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
thank you all for watching. Bye. No, guys.
No, yeah, okay, wait, let's just pause the audio. Yeah, if you want to pre-order the vinyl, by the way, you can still pre-order the vinyl.
Go to shop.futurenoise.com.
No, but I'm gonna press pause here, and I'm gonna switch up to the other camera. There we go. Yes. Of course, massive shout out to all of you for tuning in and enjoying the album together.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, for me, it's a fun thing to do like this because I never did this to share this moment with the fans. And yeah, it's really nice you guys showing up with us here and then enjoying this night.
yes,
Huh,
yeah,
together.
definitely. I mean, it's a big moment for us. Even for us, making an album is something special. It's always something special because you work so long, you put so many hours in it, and sorry, and then just celebrating the release. It's like having a birthday, or maybe even more than a birthday, because hopefully the music is, is timeless.
Yeah.
Something that you can put on in 3-4 years and still be happy about it.
Yeah.
But it's not every one of you is a producer. Not everyone will have the feeling of releasing an album. But I can say it's like if you go to university and you deliver your final graduation paper, the thesis, or whatever school you're at. When you do your exams.
Or first time sex.
First time sex.
It's a magical moment.
That's a bit different because if you release 6 albums, then you have 6 times for that. I don't think that happens. No, but
just kidding.
definitely. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm gonna grab the iPad and let's just hop into the Q&A.
Yeah, just maybe some little background music.
We can put on the background music, but it is unfortunately a little bit on the loud side. But I can tune that down maybe. It's just. That will be the album again on repeat. Let's just bit like that, and then yes, there we go.
Okay. I saw already a lot of questions coming in, but let's start from now.
Yes, let's start from now. We have a slight delay here, of course. So put in your questions. We will hop into it until we see the first ones arriving, and we will be doing this for. I think about 30 minutes or something, so you have plenty of time.
And sorry if we cannot answer your question. We try to answer a lot or like everything we can, but in 30 minutes I don't think we can answer everything. But
we can answer the good ones.
Yeah,
the good ones.
Yeah, the good ones. Yeah.
Like if we were in a relationship together.
So you start, Marco. If you see something coming in,
let's just grab the iPad. I'll put it in the middle. Who did master the album? Well, we kind of both did it. It was in my studio, but we both, of course, are involved in the whole process. So we both mastered it. We did it ourselves. Let's just say that.
I think this one is nice. What inspires you for creating this masterpiece? I think the inspiration came from the subject we put on it, like the Enlightenment and the whole story about not the end goal, but how you walk the path, how you walk to the end goal.
It's more about the road towards it. Like it's a little bit of a cliche, but it's a nice cliche. Like it's something that you sometimes need in life, a realization that. Life can be simple if you just focus on the right things.
Yeah, and I also think that's... I don't know if you know this already, but we start the album more hard, more dark.
Yes.
And, during the album, you're going more to the light, so more to the euphoric sound, more to the uplifting sound.
Yes, yeah.
And at the end, Scars is going back to watch yourself again in the mirror, with all your scars. And then the Enlightenment is there too.
Yes, that's the conclusion.
Yeah. So
it's the epic conclusion about... the album that's just like realization of you have to follow go towards your goals, but enjoy what you're doing, enjoy the path you're taking towards your goals and your dreams. And it's so basic, but it's so true though, so true.
And it's easy to write the music about this. So
it's also a topic it's very nice to write music about. And we of course, because of the Enlightenment, is about finding the light. There's always like a kind of a space and stars theme, like reach for the stars kind of vibe. So that's kind of like what we aimed for. And as you can hear in the album as well, in the beginning, it's darker, but as well the lyrics are more dark. Everything is more about like finding your purpose.
Yeah.
And then after like the first 3-4 tracks, you start to feel like your destination.
Yeah.
And that's why the first track's called Destination Unknown. And then we start out, opening up. And then at the end, hopefully you found,
Oh, they are here for the kiss.
I put a kiss.
Hey, I see one nice question here. Did your relationship change during or after making this album?
Relationship? Well, I think the beginning was interesting because if you start like a project like this, the size of this, you have to find a way that you can work together for such a big project. Because we already did a lot of collabs, but you still have to find a way. So in the beginning was.
But in the beginning we had some struggles, huh?
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah. No,
But I think it's just I think that's also in a good relationship. You also have to be honest sometimes to each other, and also sometimes, yeah, you have to say what you think and what you think of me, of what I think of you, you know, and how you react. But I think that was really good to do, because after that it went so quick and fast, and we had like
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just part of finding the right way to work together.
Yeah.
Because if I say like, I think this is not a great idea, and you really love the idea,
Yeah.
of course that's heartbreaking at the beginning when you're not used to it. You know, like you love something you made, and then the other person just says like, I don't feel this,
Yeah.
and then that kind of like stuff happens a lot, of course, if you work together on an album.
Yeah.
But then after a while, you start to feel confident about the direction we're both wanting to go.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it was just, quite easy. We were sat in the studio and we did so much work in so little time. I think, I think it was just we had our own enlightenment.
Yeah, it was the Enlightenment. It was part of the process.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. If you would give one of your songs as an advice to someone, that's an interesting question. Like, I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, the advice is very simple. I think the whole album just says like, follow your dreams, but don't forget to enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy like the struggles, enjoy the good things that happen from it, enjoy the people you meet. Like, it's very
also
important.
like learn from it. You know, just that it's not always bad to have like a bad experience.
No,
you know?
exactly, and that's what Scars is about in the album. It's like you will always, when you have dreams, it needs to take some time, and you need to be patient, and at the same time, you will get hurt in the process.
Yeah.
And that's that's something you have to accept.
I see a lot of things about the edits. We now gonna use them for our live act. Maybe in the future we will do something with it, but we don't talked about it yet. We just gonna play it now.
The edits are gonna be for the live show.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, one day maybe we will finish them up for a release.
And maybe even we're gonna do a little bit more music. Maybe.
We are very busy with our own careers right now, next to the Enlightenment, of course. And it was a very fun project, and we have got a lot of nice shows planned. And we're gonna hopefully evolve the show a little bit over time, like change some stuff around, maybe add a new edit, maybe add a new track even.
Yeah, to keep it a little bit interesting also, of course. I have one question. It's for me. How was the experience of moving from one collab album project to another? Other Planets and the Enlightenment. Now, for me, it was not that hard, to be honest, because with B Frontliner, we took 10 years to finish the album, and we just released it last year. And after that, we already had plans with Marco to sit, and it was just for me. It's easy. It's always nice to sit with Marco, because we have a really good bond in the studio. We feel each other. We fill up each other, I think. You know, if I can say it like this, also, you have
that sounds a bit sexual.
Yeah, but I don't mean it sexual. That's why I wanted to.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But the thing is, I think I can.
Yeah, I know. I think the bottom line is we both respect each other in the studio.
Yeah, but also we
inspire.
You have your strong side. I have my strong side. You know, and I think that level up.
Yeah. Question about the vinyls. How did it come that we are making vinyls? That's a good question, but I think it's very easy. I've always had a love for vinyls, and I used to always release vinyls since Silver Bullet. I started it, and then after that I re-released my older albums as well on vinyl, and people really just enjoy having these vinyls, and I love that. Like, I personally love vinyls. And then, of course, when I pitched the idea to Bob was just like, yeah, let's just fucking do a vinyl, and that's great. I think that's great.
Yeah, it's really nice. And thanks once again for people that already ordered, and people who gonna order.
Definitely.
So shout out to you guys for that. Thanks for the support. We worked really hard the last couple of months, and it's really nice to have this as an artist, to see that back, that you have support from fans and people who really like your music. So that's really, I think that's the biggest compliment you can have for an artist, I think.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Bob. So. Pick one. Pick one.
Oh yeah.
We
Okay,
take turns.
this one
We
because
take
I know on forums they talked about this. In the last track, the Enlightenment, whose idea was it to add the screeches in the background of the first climax?
Oh, that's an interesting topic.
Yeah. Now, it was my idea to put the screeches there, and Marco also liked it, but Marco said that it has to be a little bit more lower in volume. And for me, it was like, no, it really needs to be there. And I read online that people were like a little bit complaining that it feels a little bit strange.
Yeah, it's not complaining.
Yeah,
It's just opinions.
Yeah, but it's opinions. But for me, that screech adds like the a little bit more feeling and a little bit more energy because you keep going in this screechy sound. That was my opinion, and that's why I loved it to put it in. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, and that's exactly when we come down to when we were talking about like having the respect for each other in the studio as well.
Yeah.
Like it's not just me saying like, oh, it needs to be this volume or else I'm gonna be angry. You know, like it's just like, oh, Bob, if you feel like this needs to be there and it feels right for you,
Yeah.
I can respect your decision and we can go with it. I mean, that's something that's very important, of course. You know, when you work together.
Marco, P Hammer.
P Hammer.
Which track of the album is your special one and why?
Is that the brother of MC Hammer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but which one is my special track? I don't know.
Do your top 3?
My top. I really dislike making these kind of lists.
Yeah, me too. But you have
I mean,
of course.
I know you have tracks you like more. I think the struggle we had with Polestar was nice that we found a solution for it.
Yeah.
And in that way that it's just like, oh, now suddenly the track makes sense. I think that's like not necessarily I think my favorite track of the album, but the solution of it was great. That we just like were struggling so hard and then we suddenly found
I think
like
that
the
was
right
the
drop.
most struggling track we worked on because Marco made the idea in the beginning with like the sine tone, you know, with the bell.
Yeah, the bell
tone,
you hear in the first drop. Yeah,
and then we made like
And
4
the
or
second
5
drop,
different climaxes after it, and it didn't felt
Yeah.
wrong. And I think 2 days before we had to put down to deliver
Yes.
the music.
Yeah.
I think we finally did something that we were like, but this is
Yeah. I remember because we were struggling both, and we had like a couple of melodies that were like really nice, and Bob was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is a great melody. We can probably use that." And then we sat in the studio, made something, and there was still this itch for some reason for the both of us. We were like, you know, like it's not there yet. And I remember I was just like in the morning, I woke up, walked to my studio, turned on the piano, played a couple of notes, and I was like, this could be something, you know, like you just have this feeling, or it could be something. Bob came in the studio and then played these few notes, and then I remember after a while, like, oh yeah, this is getting somewhere. And then we just sat down, we finished that in 3 hours, and we were like, yes, this is it, let's go.
Did you guys ever consider starting a label together where you can push talents with likewise music to bring back real hardstyle and fight against peep raw trends?
Oh, that sounds political.
Yeah.
That sounds political.
No, the thing is, you know, for me, you know, everybody do what they love to do. They can produce raw or like peep kicks or za kicks. For me, it's all good because I think it's most important to focus on yourself, or like if you are like doing something together to focus on that. And just make what you love to make. And I think that's the most important thing to do. But considering a label together, no. But maybe, I don't know, in the future we're like, hey, let's do it together. I think this project for me was like, really nice, you know. The end product is really good. And yeah, for me, definitely in the future, maybe not next year, but maybe the year after, or I don't know. We can always do something again like this. But for sure, we're gonna keep going on making collabs, I think. But not for now.
That's good. Can you talk about the technical side of your live act? Marco said on Reddit you need a technician for every show. Well, yes. I mean, if you these live shows that you see are of course like part of the creative process of the entire album.
Yeah.
We spent as well a couple of quite some time on creating that live act feeling and the idea for the live act. And in our premiere show, like a debut show in the 013 that we did this year, we did it for the first time as intended. And for every show you need someone to control the visuals in the style that we want, and you also need someone to call the light show. So either what we do is we have a special person to call the live show, the lights, sorry.
Yeah.
Or we have someone that we know that are controlling the lights,
Yeah.
and then he knows what kind of stuff that we need for each track. So we made like a script for the whole album and the
Yeah.
whole set,
Yeah.
and then they pick out. Then they know for which tracks to use which lights. So every part is different. So it's a bit, like you need a technical person to control the lights and know which lights needs to be turned on and stuff like that. But it's expensive. That's the whole thing. I think that's interesting in the hardstyle scene. We don't make as much money as a Swedish House Mafia or, name a big EDM act. So what we do is we really spend a lot of money on the show, and we
Yeah.
love to spend that money on the show because we want to do something great.
Yeah.
But it really is expensive. So it's we kind of like paying it out from our own pocket if you think about it.
Yeah, of course. We work hard for it, and of course you earn some money. But yeah, you put everything. That's also part of having a business, huh? To put money in things you want to do, and
Yeah, but I feel like this is, if you have a business, you're always looking at like making as much profit as possible.
No. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just what I'm saying is like that's this whole show. Yeah, you create it yourself, and you pay like people to create your.
Oh
idea,
yeah. No, of course. But I get what you mean. But I feel
But
like
it's not that we like. Oh no, tomorrow we drive Lamborghini after this.
no, not at all. I mean, but what I was saying like is we invest a lot of money that we don't have to invest, if you know what I mean. Like we are really using kind of our profit in making the show awesome. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, if you think about it, in hardstyle, you have a lot of great festivals and great promoters that make awesome shows. But we especially want to do something different, especially something that we love.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure. I'm checking if I see a nice question.
So
When did you realize that you work too good together?
Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys feel like I'm kissing Bob, that's just the mic that's in the middle of us. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, what was the question?
The question was, when
bit
did you
distracted.
realize that we could work really good in the studio?
Well, for me, it was when we started out with the Paradox. I already felt like we did a great collab, and that was just a great time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you feel about it, but I mean, at that point, I was already like, okay, this is cool. We can do this more,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was from the beginning love at first sight, huh? If we keep going in this kiss vibe.
This is too much a theme now. Too much a theme. No, but talk about the short tracks already. Okay, well that's cool. It's not a question.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a question, but it's a command.
Yeah.
But we will go into that command and say like my opinion. First, I'm gonna tell my opinion, and then Bob's gonna tell his thing.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when we started out this album, we decided, and I felt like what we needed to do was create an album with high energy. Like raw hardstyle was like at its peak. Like everyone was playing raw hardstyle. All the festivals were turning raw hardstyle, and I was like, well, that's cool, but we also want to play our hardstyle at festivals again and for at home use. So what we're gonna do to combine these two things, that we can still play like cool sets that are like high energy, just like raw hardstyle, but it's also cool to listen to at home or in the car or whatever. So we decided we're gonna make our version of hardstyle like always, like with the emotional atmosphere, with the cool melodies and stuff like that. Well, we're gonna up the tempo a little bit, so we turn it to 160 BPM for this album, which is which is quite high for us. So the tracks are already gonna be shorter if you turn up the tempo, of course. And we decided we're gonna make all the tracks straight to the point. We're not gonna sit too much in like building up like with a very long atmospheric break, but more like focus on keeping the energy there.
Yeah.
And that's how we approached the album, and that's what we kept doing.
And my opinion about it, because we had a discussion about this, huh? Mm-hmm. Because if it was me, I was like, some tracks could be a little bit longer, but that's also the thing about working together. You have to compromise together.
I think
And at one point, I also understood what Marco was saying to me, and I thought, yeah, but this is what fits the album. And now also, if I listen to the album, it's like you every track has their own character, but it's going like in a nice kind of vibe, nice tempo, what keeps you in this kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting and engaging, and I think that's the word like that we wanted to have in our album is it needs to be emotional, but also very energetic and engaging.
But so we promise the next collab that we do like a 10-minute song.
A 10-minute song. Yeah, we're gonna do like one of these atmospheric TikTok tracks with the 6-minute long, just like chilling the fuck out.
Put some flames in the chat if you want a 10 minutes track from me and Marco.
10-minute tracks are really hard to compose, by the way. Like, it's really hard.
I see that as a challenge.
I know, it is a challenge, and I'm sure we could find a way, but it's gonna be hard. You know, it's gonna be hard. You didn't notice the higher BPM. That's funny, because it really is a lot higher than we used to. But, yeah.
Okay, I see a lot of things about the 013. For the people who are not living in Holland or are not familiar with the 013, it's a nice, what is it? Event center in Tilburg in Holland. We premiered our show there for the first time, the Enlightenment. First of all, I want to say thank you all for the people who were there, because it was, for me, one of the best experience ever. The vibe was super good. People were dancing. People were enjoying everything. So first of all, thank you. And for me, yes, for me it takes more to do something like this, because I really like this little bit smaller, but still pretty big crowds. Huh?
I've got a question for you.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, okay, but to close off this story, for me, yes. I think for Marco also, because Marco also did like a solo party before. So it was nice that he knew already how things a little bit should go. And I'm happy to do this night with you last February. It was nice.
Awesome. No, of course. It was a great event, and I think the atmosphere was amazing. Like that's like the things you as an artist kind of dream of. To go to have your own show at a nice venue, and then people come up and they just have a great time.
How was it walking outside of the 013 after the party?
Sorry, I have to ask.
Oh yeah, you have my question first. Yeah.
And so here's a question for Bob from me. Bob, will you ever do a solo album again?
To be honest, in Corona, I thought, okay, I'm gonna do a solo album again, but maybe. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm also not gonna say yes, because I also really like to just produce like a really nice 1-2 songs and to release it. So, yeah.
All right.
You for sure. You always.
I like making albums, so yeah. That's if I'd say I'm never gonna do an album again, that would be a lie. But I have no plans right now to do another album. But there will be another album of Phuture Noize at some point, definitely.
Yeah.
This is a fun question. Do you? And I think that's something like I enjoy writing lyrics a lot.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting question for hardstyle. Do you sometimes cringe over your own lyrics while writing, or are you very confident with that? Well, writing is as much of a challenge as making a good melody. It's very difficult, and you have to be very good at it. But at the same time, I understand where the question is coming from, because a lot of hardstyle lyrics are sometimes like a bit on the edge of like being a bit too crazy, being a bit too weird. But I feel like the bombastic vibe in hardstyle fits these sometimes crazy lyrics. So, I mean, like, our spoken word is pretty out there. Like, I would never write a pop song with that style of vocal in there. Like, I would never even consider doing that. But I think we have a style that fits that type of, you know, that vocal, like really intense, deep, emotional vocals. I think hardstyle just fits that. And I know that's crazy, but yeah, that was just something that I wanted to answer.
Yeah.
So, Bob.
No, I have one.
Oh, you go on.
Why did you decide the album doesn't include stuff like introduction, interludes, or outroduction? because we talked about the interludes.
Yes,
huh?
yeah, we did. Yeah, we definitely did.
But the thing was also, to be honest, we were a little bit with the time because we had to produce 10 songs in like 4 or 5 months. With all shows in between, we also had to play ourselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had also on holiday. I went on holiday. I went to
Yes.
when you were a little bit angry on me.
No, it was.
He was a bit angry, guys.
I was a bit annoyed because there was a deadline that we needed to do at that point.
But we all did it. So at the end, it wasn't for nothing. But I think he was just a little bit jealous that I was on holiday. And I
maybe,
understand it.
maybe. but I think
But the interludes, the outro.
the interludes and the outro. I mean, I think the reason that I didn't really want an interlude on it, like Bob really loves making interludes, so that's why we talked about it. But the reason I didn't specifically want it on interlude was the idea of the album is to keep that high energy in there, and interludes kind of kill the energy a little bit.
Yeah, and
So-
the story was already written, huh?
Yes, and
So-
and we both already had like a show idea and a story idea and everything. So you can't really just add like a break into your album if it's not fitting.
Yeah.
So I think we decided not to because it takes the tempo away a bit from the music, and we already had a good idea for the whole album. So
Hey, I see a question about the bomber jacket from the Enlightenment.
the bomber jacket.
You can buy them, right, in the shop?
No, the bomber
yet?
jacket. No, we the bomber jacket is an interesting one. We we had a good idea for a bomber jacket for the Enlightenment, but unfortunately, making bomber jackets is quite expensive. And that's not that we are just like here just waiting to make money on bomber jackets, but if we make the bomber jacket, we gotta make sure that people buy it because it's so expensive that it's otherwise a waste of our money, a waste of resources. Foremost, I think the waste of resources is even more important than our money, and so that's why we just produced a sample that we wear sometimes. And then in the future, we will decide if we're gonna produce the bomber jackets for everyone.
So if you want to have a bomber jacket, put some flames in the chat. Then we know.
Exactly.
What's the idea behind the monochromatic visual style?
It's. I mean,
Because I think we wanted to do it different than all the other acts, you know. Because I think everybody
That's one point, yeah.
who does live acts always does like a lot of like visuals and stuff like this, and we wanted to do. I remember that I said to Marco, I want to have more a techno rave feeling.
Yes, I think the thing is when we were going for the show, like the show was. Bob wanted a bit of more of an abstract show. I think you could put it as an abstract show. So what we did is
more back to basic show.
yes.
Back
So
to,
we had a meeting with our creative director, designer, whatever you're gonna call it, like the guy that did our show. Our artwork.
Yeah.
And we pitched our ideas with him. And he came up with a couple of visual styles, like 4 ideas or something.
Yeah.
And then we developed them together with him. And one of the styles was in black and white. And that's the style that we eventually end up doing as well. So it really fit the abstract vibe for the show that we wanted to go.
Yeah.
And I think the black and white vibe is very nice because it also focused on just the light. Not all the crazy things that's happening and stuff. It's just all about like finding the light. And light is black and white. That's like the oldest story there is. Black and white, good against bad. And I think that just describes the album perfectly as well.
Yeah, and also we wanted to start the show like in like the dark, you know, like really minimalistic, and then going up, more open, and in the end, there is the Enlightenment. And then I see a question if we're gonna use the special visuals in the show in Australia. I think so, right?
Yeah. We are going to
Our main goal is to put it on every show, but we are also have something to do with the organization when they have like maybe not the setup we really wanted to have, but we always try our best to make the show as good at it as it has to be.
Yeah, of course. So follow up on the designer guy. The designer is called Tom de Recht. He as well did my Silver Bullet and From Star to Stardust artwork. And we both decided that it would be a good idea to pitch our ideas to him and see if he could come up with something that we liked.
Yeah.
And that's that's what you normally do when you do a project as a creative, as an artist. You always have like a vision of what you want it to be. Of course, we had already put the vision down on paper, so we just searched for like the right people to work with. And you pitch these ideas to these people, and they come up with ideas. And if we love the ideas, we can work together and we can create something great.
Yeah. That's correct. Let me check. I saw a nice other question, but I think I didn't.
I've got one. Like, this is a very short one.
No.
How did the climax booking work? Did you pitch the idea to Q-Dance, or were you booked back to back and then change it to the Enlightenment? No, well, when you start a project like this, you already started out quite early. Like, we had the idea to do this project back in just before DEF CON, I believe. Like, so that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think it was June, May, even. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but we had this idea, and we pitched these ideas to a lot of promoters, including Q-Dance.
Yeah.
Q-Dance is, of course, one of the first ones we pitched our ideas to, and then they enjoyed the idea, and then they decided to put us on Climax.
Yeah. So that's why we also not could do the fully experience there, but it was just like a little peek of what we had in mind.
It was a preview. Yeah, it was a preview of the album, and our idea was then to make Climax like our first announcement of the album that we were doing, kind of. So we showcased a couple of the singles.
Yeah.
And then later on in February we did the full thing.
I have a nice question here. It's usually very easy for me to tell which parts of the collab are mostly done by B-Front and which are Phuture Noize. But the lines are much more blurred on this album. Was your process different here? I think not, huh? Not at all.
No, not really. I mean, the process was different in the way that we had, since we had a bigger project going on.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning we had to decide what's the project's gonna be like, because when you just make one track together, you go into the studio, you show each other a couple of ideas, and then you go with one idea. But for an album, it's different.
Yeah.
So that was different, but in the studio it wasn't, because what we do is we just sit down, we have a general feeling of what the tracks needs to be, and then we just try to make the best of the track. Like there's no like a formula. There's no formula.
And there is also another thing for us, like, oh, this sounds a little bit more like you, or this sounds a little bit more like me. I think for us, it's just if we both like it, then it's good, huh? And yeah, maybe some parts are more Phuture Noize, some parts are a little bit more B-Front, but yeah, in a collab thing, you always have this kind of thing, because you all both want to have like your fingerprint on it, you want to have like your signature on it. But I think, yes, for this album, and especially because we made Destination Unknown the first song, and we already had like this like interstellar vibe thing, like in the and that was I think how the whole album for us get more clear what we wanted to do and which direction we wanted to go on. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, well, I had a question, but I also just there's a lot of stuff coming in. So, do you consider touring more in Germany? Well, we love to play in Germany. So if you want us to play in Germany, just
go on the street and like B-Front, Phuture Noize. The Enlightenment.
No, just I mean, like if someone is like saying like, oh, do you want to see you in the lineup? Just put us in there, and hopefully we will meet soon. Do I have an album tee? Yes, this is on the Enlightenment T-shirt we made for our show in Tilburg, and we are also sold a couple online. I do think they are currently sold out, if I remember correctly, but yeah, don't pin me on it.
I have a nice one. Starting to learn producing. Really struggling to come up with melodies. How do you guys do it? Just playing around and see what sounds good? Now the funny thing is about this, Marco is a much more theory guy. He can play piano really good. He knows everything about like structure of melodies, how they go, how they not have to go, which keys, blah blah blah, like this. I cannot play piano. I can do like dun, 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 like this.
Yeah, no.
But I'm more like I do it with my feeling. If it's in my head and in my belly feels good. Yeah, so for me, yes, I'm playing more around with the melodies. And Marco really knows, like, okay, I'm gonna sit and I want to create this kind of vibe. Then he knows what he has to play. And I'm more like, okay, I know, of course, in my head a little bit how or what. But for me, it's more, I'm not the technical guy in this. I'm more like the
feeling
guy. And if I like some feeling, and it doesn't matter, and sometimes Marco said to me, yeah, but Bob, you need to go to this key. And I'm more like, yeah, but I really like this, you know? Then, so that's
Yeah, I think the thing is that it's also a different approach. Like,
Yeah.
Bob is more a feeling guy, while I'm a little bit more classical trained. I think that's the right way to put it. Like, I did some classical music. I learned some. I read books. I'm still reading books about classical music. So
I also read books, but there are 18+ books.
Yeah, they're not classical music books.
They're under my bed.
And then you play Chopin in the background while reading them. Yeah. So it's kind of like the same. No, I really enjoy learning a bit of harmony theory and stuff like that. But the thing is, what I think is really important in my melodies, and I think that's also something that we both do really well, but it's really important for me that the melodies are singable and understandable to a lot of people. So classical music theory is great for that because it's written in a way that melodies always can make sense to a musician and to a normal singing person. So if you write melodies in the classical way, you can always say like, oh, it's playable or singable. And if you just click around a little bit, then there might be too difficult to sing or play around with. And that doesn't mean like you need this theory to make these melodies, because Bob is a great example. He doesn't know this specific theory yet. He does very well know how to make music and the melodies sound very good. But for me, it's just a tool that helps. And in the end, it's still a feeling, just like Bob. Like, if I make something that is in theory really good, I can still think it's boring or I don't feel anything. And, I mean, in the end, it's the same thing with Bob. Like, you sit down, you make something that feels good.
Yeah. Yeah, so at the end, it's the same, but a different road.
Do you use kick samples or create your own kicks from scratch? We always make our own kicks from scratch.
Yeah.
Like, we don't use samples. We are producing hardstyle for over 10 years. Bob is doing his 20 years.
20 years.
Set
20 years.
this year. So that means like that's
old
how
bastard,
long.
Old bastard.
Exactly. That shows how long we are making.
You're saying exactly because I'm an old bastard.
No, exactly. I mean, like saying like we are making music hardstyle for so long. We do know how to make our own kicks, and we would really say like make your own shit.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's great, and it makes your style stand out.
I think. Yeah. I cannot put anything on it anymore. Good answer.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. When a lot of
sometimes I use like if I have like an older kick of me and I top it with another kick, you know, to create something new, you know.
I've got two interesting things. Is that like interesting anecdote on the side? But first, I think kicks are like mole, like the Mexican mole sauce. Like what you do is you put a lot of things together that doesn't make sense. You just let it cook for a long time, and then you just grab this.
It's like a kapsalon.
It's like evolving.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's not like you know what a Mexican mole is? It's a sauce where they just like keep putting in random bits and pieces, and it keeps getting more complex. Like it keeps getting better. It's like it's a very interesting way to look at kicks as well. Like sometimes I use this kind of punch, and then Bob sends me a cool punch or a cool tail, and then we layer them and blah blah blah. So it's kind of like a cooking process. But the anecdote about the kick question is, it's very fun because nowadays, in the last 5 years, I think it's very normal to just get a kick sample and make your tracks with a kick sample, and no one's looking at you weird if you do so. But when I started out in 2009. And Bob started out in 2006, I believe.
Yeah, 2005.
2005 even.
Yeah.
That means like in these times, if you didn't make your own kick, colleagues will really just walk up to you and tell you like, bro, are you
Yeah,
using
but-
a kick sample? You are late.
No, okay, but we have to also be honest. There are a lot of like sample packs online now lately. You know, with all like some kind
Yeah,
of different
of course,
kicks,
of course.
and I also hear them a lot in tracks. You know, so I think the whole like noise controller era with
Yeah.
like creating that
Yeah.
kick. Everybody
Yeah.
was like trying to create that noise controller kick. It's not there anymore. I think you have some guys who make like really like their own like signature kicks,
Yeah.
but I think the rest follows with everything. So
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you are really good technically, and hardstyle has a lot of really good technical producers,
Yeah.
you can always try to remake a kick. So it's not bad using samples nowadays. We are both, I think, not against it. I wouldn't say like I'm just like, oh, if you use samples, you're shit. No,
Yeah.
we are both used to making our own stuff. I think that's
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of like the bottom line.
What festival are you looking forward the most in 2024?
What kind of
Festival.
festival? I mean, DEF CON always has a special place
Yeah.
in my heart every year, but at the same time, there's a lot of cool festivals coming up. Like,
I always like DEFCON.
Man.
I like Decibel, and Intense is always nice.
Intense as
Wish
well,
Outdoor is really nice. We can name it
So
all.
many
I think,
cool stuff.
I think we are really looking forward for this summer to.
yeah.
Hey, why don't you guys have a solo set at DEFCON? I have a solo set on DEFCON. I have my 20 years B-front on the Saturday.
Yeah, no, there's
Yeah.
there's no solo set announced for me. So
No?
no. But
Only the Enlightenment?
yes.
Do you want to tell us something?
I have nothing to tell.
No?
I can't tell anything. You know,
Oh.
I have nothing to tell.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Mole Kicks, greetings from Mexico, so they understand.
We go to a different subject?
Yeah, of course, of
No,
course.
I don't
of
know,
course. So there's like I had a good question about the thing. I think we also need to wrap up. We already are 30 minutes
Yeah.
later than our thing. So let's just. Did you do most of the sound design before you started working, or did you develop making the tracks? For the sound design, we mostly make it while we are doing the tracks.
Yeah.
We make, like I said, we have a lot of experience with making sounds ourselves. So we just, when we make a track, we have an idea in our heads, what kind of sound it needs to be, and then we just sit down and make the sound. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just. I think that's the luck of having
Yeah.
experience. You know?
Sometimes it's also funny because people say like, "Oh, what a sound design," you know. But for me, it's just like, just making a sound, and it sounds
Making
good.
art style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just sounds good, and sometimes I'm just tweaking around on, for example, the Nord lead. I put some distortion on it. I have found some filter, and then I'm like, this is it. So or I like to stretch out kick effects. You know,
Yeah.
I always like to.
There's a lot of different techniques.
Yeah, you got a lot of different techniques to create something cool.
Yeah, like if you listen to these kick FX sounds, it's just like Bob loves just like making these
Yeah.
kick FX sounds, and I think they really fit our atmosphere as well. So in the album, there's a lot of like Bob kick FX as well happening. So you'll probably notice it.
No, guys, no DEFCON legends for Marco. Everybody is already like.
Bob is just fucking
I
about.
was just fucking around with Marco.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then at that point, it doesn't matter what I say. If I say, yes, I'm DEFCON Legends right now, and then
Yeah.
Bob's gonna be like, oh, no,
Oh, yeah.
you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. You
Yeah.
know? Like, so it's just, that's the whole thing.
Guys, okay. One more final question I'm gonna read, and one final question Marco's gonna
Yeah,
read,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
we have to close down the stream because we're already a little bit over time. But it's really nice to do
Which
this.
is not a problem.
No. You first, then. You first.
First, okay. I mean, well, I wasn't paying attention in the last few minutes.
Yeah, because everybody was legends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They were just fucking about with the
Now
legends.
tomorrow on Reddit and I don't know which forums everybody's gonna
Yeah,
say it.
and
They
then
clip
it-
you. They clip it. This. Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah. Clip this, no, whatever.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really like. Oh yeah, this is. I mean, this is not like the best question to have a. But I think it's a good question still. How hard can it be to work on an album like this? Like, did you think it was difficult to work? I mean, I just rephrase it a little bit different because the English wasn't perfect in the question. But I think making an album like this for me was a little bit harder than I would normally think to make an album is, because it just, it's a lot more communication. There's a lot more decisions. There's a lot more opinions as well. And more opinions means it takes more time.
fights.
More fights. No, I think the fights there were definitely no fights in my opinion, but I mean, like, if you make a song normally for your own album and you'd be like, oh, this is a great idea, and then you show it someone else and he's like, nah, this ain't it, bro, then you need to think of something else. So it's a little bit more intense to do it together.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit harder, but at the same time, I mean, it was difficult in terms of like getting to our deadlines, but the album creative process was, I think, very good.
Really good.
Yeah.
But it's easy working together. Yeah. And now, of course, what they say also with working together, yeah, sometimes you also have the struggle, but you just have to be honest to each other. And, we are not, no offense, but we are guys, so we are not like, keep going on one subject. We just say it, and that's it. And then we go further.
I think that's very important. I think that's something that I feel like at the beginning, I have got a strange idea about it. It's because if I make something and I don't like it, I'm always very direct, just like very Dutch. But that is not like something that I mean in a bad way. I feel like we both need to make an amazing album together that we can both, don't have to like feel bad about after. So I feel like if you make something and you say like, yeah, I made this melody, how do you like it? I'm like, oh, I don't really like it. And then I'm just like super honest, because if I make something that I show you and you said like I don't like it, I don't mind. I was like, okay, we make something new. We make something that we both together. Yeah. We love together. Sorry. And I think with this album, every track we made is something that we love.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. I'm already hearing now for the 300 millionth time, and it's still good. So
okay. Last question. Who talks?
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
Yeah, you just do. Yeah.
Who talks most between you about geeky's ideas in a track? Who wins the discussion? Well, I don't think it's about winning in general. In terms of like when we make music, like I said, it's more about respecting each other's opinions. So when Bob has like an idea that he really loves, I'm not just constantly just gonna be like, oh no, I'm not feeling this or whatever. No, I'm gonna be like, okay, but let's do it in a way that works for the both of us. And Bob's, I'm really happy that Bob's the same way, so we can both like really do our own thing in each track.
Yeah.
But about geeky stuff, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like I sometimes have like weird metaphors when it comes to lyrics and stuff. Like sometimes a bit geeky in writing songs, but I mean, we both sometimes have weird geeky stuff going on. I think.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna write, it's only about like forever and my soul. That's are the subjects.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think yeah. So, oh, that's the background music, whatever. But no, I think like I guess if you are more of a lyricist, which I guess I am in this album, then yeah, I think you're a bit more
but that's also
geeky.
a part of working together. Know your strong sides and your weakness. I think weakness is the wrong word.
No, definitely the wrong word. Yeah,
just he's really good in writing stuff, and I'm good in making jokes. So, so good, huh?
No, I feel like this album really reflects both our ideas.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Who puts it on paper doesn't really matter in terms of like the lyrics.
Okay, final question. Who came up with the idea of editing the Anyone? The atmosphere in the break is incredible. All the ideas we did together. So yeah, I said to Marco, shall we do an edit from this one? He said, yeah, let's go. And Marco said, do an edit for this one, let's go. And with the Anyone, we wanted to create a little bit more like like a big vibe. What fits climax, Like
Bob is a little bit too humble. It was his idea to make the long break.
Yeah,
it was his idea to make the long break.
Finally, I could go that we could have like a longer turn. No, I don't know, but
no, it was definitely Bob's idea for the long break, and the long break's great. Like it's great.
Yeah, I really liked how it came out, but this project we all did everything together.
Yeah.
So,
no, for sure. I mean, and I think the long break in that track. That's why I initially liked it so much. Is that all the other tracks have this insane energy in them? Like it's so quick. Like everything's just so it follow-ups really quickly, and we talked about this, but I think then just out of nothing have a really long break creates a great dynamic. And I think that's why it fits the set so well, because everything is so high energy, and then you have a long break out of nothing, and that just like opens it up.
Yeah, and I really like still the melody of the anyone. Okay, to close down with a joke. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna leave this
yeah,
to Bob.
my sister-in-law came over with the little one, and yeah, you know how it goes. I was playing around a little bit with the little one. I was like tickling his feet and stuff, and then she said to me, "Bob, can you not just wait when she got born?" Yo.
Please.
Okay,
Alright.
give me some fire in the chat, guys. That's the last thing, and then we're gonna close down. I'm gonna give you some fire. Hup.
Yes. Well, yeah. Thank you, guys. Definitely a big shout out to everyone tuning in for this listening party Q&A thingy that we organized. I mean, again, if you want to pre-order the album, you can pre-order it. I think the link is in the description.
Yeah.
And we both really want to thank everyone who supported us with buying or
For the big
pre-ordering a
support.
vinyl already.
And I also want to thank everybody who was like really positive about the album. Some good vibes here. So thank you all from the bottom of our heart.
Definitely. And see you guys soon, hopefully, at some show. And we will have a great